Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
We are back with our psychic medium at Spirits Response from beautiful Westerly, Rhode Island. Diane Duffy joins us again live, and she's internationally known helping people all over the world with her abilities, and really excited to talk more about what she does, not just for humans, but for animals, even objects. There's a lot that goes into this, and we're excited to have her back. And by the way, lines are open now, 631-307-4010. If you have questions anytime throughout the show, please feel free to give us a call. That's 631-307-4010. Please say hello and introduce yourself to everyone, Diane.
Hi, everybody. I am Diane Duffy, and I am so excited to be here. And I am open to do readings. Now, we're not talking long readings, but, a couple minutes message could be anything from, you ask me the question to tune into your deceased animal, or I can even answer questions on your current animal, cat, dog, bird, horse, but I also read people, situations. And so if you give me a question, a specific question, yes or no, or to explain a little bit on something, I'd be more than happy today to interact with you and give you a nice message. How's that?
Oh, I'm excited to hear these nice messages. Are you, ladies and gentlemen? And call in, of course, ask any question you want. I'm excited for today. Thank you. And you said this is our last show. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Oh, my goodness. Well, it's going to be a great one. So where did you want to start? Do you want to talk about animals to start or objects? Where did you want to begin?
I'm going to talk about objects.
Okay.
And I'm going to give a little bit of an example and then segue into explaining how energy is in objects. Years ago, in the 1990s, I had, I guess you could call it some bonus money in the job that I was in. I had some tip money, and I wanted to buy myself a ring. Not an expensive ring, but a ring, maybe a couple $100, $200-$300. So I went to this used jewelry store that had an estate piece. I bought this ring. It was aquamarine with, gold, and it was small, but it was very, very pretty. And I really liked it. Well, wouldn't you know, every time I either went to take it off or put it on, it seemed like it would springboard out of my hand and roll away somewhere. Well, one time I was out on a date, and I don't know, I was showing the ring, and I had taken it off for whatever reason. I think I was putting hand lotion on, and held it in the other hand. And next thing you know, it's underneath the seat of the gentleman's car, and we had to go and try to fish it out, which was not easy.
My goodness.
So what I had found out from a psychic friend of mine is that it was holding energy from the elderly woman who had passed away. Now, we're not saying she's a bad person. She just didn't want anyone to wear it. So guess what? I brought it to another estate jewelry place, got money for it. Matter of fact, got the same as what I paid, pretty much within a couple of dollars. So I let the ring go. And that, we're not saying this woman's a bad person. On the other side, she really just is attached to that ring, doesn't want anybody wearing it. I don't know, maybe she really wanted her family to wear it. They chose not to. We don't know. But what I do when I do psychometry, I can not only do this in person, but I can also feel the energy like in a Zoom call kind of a thing.
Okay.
It's always better when I can hold it, but if I can see it, the energy is still emanating if I take a look at it. And I can give information on a little bit on the person, maybe on things that are going to happen for the person if the person is alive. And then maybe a little bit of information on the person if they are deceased. So I really enjoy doing the energy on things that people currently own, because, um, you know, it I can pick up on them because they're wearing it on a regular basis. So there's all kinds of energy going into that object. So yes, I can do psychometry in that way, either by touching or holding the object or by getting, a good view of it. I want to segue into animals because I know that's near and dear to so many people's hearts. So, with my mediumship, I can pick up oftentimes randomly in a reading. In my
Mm-hmm.
readings, as you know, sometimes it's psychic, where I'm just picking up on stuff going on in people's lives. Or all of a sudden, I might be in the middle of the reading and I see a big furry tail.
Oh,
And I'll say, okay, there's a cat here. And sometimes that moves people to tears. And then we can go in and say the cat energy is in your house and it taunts the dog, or, whatever may be going on. Sometimes people feel guilt they didn't do enough for their cat or their dog or their horse, whatever the case may be. And we try to build a bridge of peace to let you know how that animal spirit is feeling about their loved one who is still here. So it's very healing in that matter, so that the person feels the closure. Or it may be that, well, I've grieved the loss of my dog, but my goodness, he is so very present in my house. And if someone's lucky enough to feel the life of the spirit of that dog, of that cat, of that bird, or they go outside, they feel the energy of their horse, that's a beautiful thing. And I could validate that and bring in some additional thoughts where someone may feel that energy of that horse, but they don't know what that spirit horse is thinking or what's going on with them in their mind at this time. So we want to bridge that. We want to give comfort and we want to give information. So it really is a beautiful thing. Now, dogs or cats in the living, I can not always, but I might be able to give innuendos of behaviors, what might be going on with them. I don't do, diagnosis that, oh, your dog's got a GI problem, or, I don't really
okay.
kind of go down that road. I always tell people, if something doesn't feel right, please, please, please bring it, to the vet. Absolutely. But when it comes to, behaviors, it's like, well, I feel like my dachshund doesn't like the neighbor's dog. I'll be able to validate whether that is true or not, or whether they just need some time together. So I can get into personalities and unravel some stuff that may be going on, or energies that your dog might be picking up from the neighbor's cat, or and kind of dissect some things. Matter of fact, told my sister what's going on with her dog that hates car rides. And you know what it is? He doesn't like her driving. Now, was she upset by
Yeah.
it? Oh, my sister with her ego. No, it can't be. It can't be. Well, yeah, because guess what? The dog was not as anxietous when he got in the car and drove in my nephew's car and went for a car ride. It wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as being in my sister's car with her. So, these are things that we can look at and problem solve together. And people they really enjoy it. They really, whether it's in the living or on the other side. And it really is, a beautiful, beautiful thing. And also, animals sometimes come to us. Now, I had a girl that I read for who was all about cats, okay? But her neighbor's dog, who's in spirit, remembered her when she was a little girl. And there was some interaction, but she was like maybe 3 or 4. She doesn't have bold memories of this particular dog, but this dog was fond of this
Oh,
little
we got a
girl.
phone call coming in. Stand by. Hi, welcome to the show. You are live on the line. Who's calling?
My name is Alex.
Hi, Alex. Pleasure to have you here. Just letting you know you are on live with Diane Duffy, our psychic medium at Spirits Response. What would you like to ask her?
Actually, I was wondering if I can get a reading on my dog.
Ooh,
On your dog?
perfect.
Yes,
Dog or on your dog or daughter, did you say?
dog, D-O-G.
On your dog. Okay. Is there a behavioral issue or more of a health issue? I don't really do diagnosing, but I can kind of dance around it a little bit. Did you want to let me know if this is more behavior or health?
I would say it's more behavior.
Behavior. Okay, current behavior. Okay. Okay. It really, this dog is really craving more. I'm feeling the dog is craving getting his bugs out, meaning his energy. I feel this dog has energy and it really likes the open air and being outside, as long as it's not raining or too cold. This dog is really, what I'm picking up is fresh air and movement. And when it sort of gets that its energy out, it settles, but it also likes the competition of like the toy, the pulling back and forth. And it's not that it needs to be alpha, it's that it trusts you to do the dance of dynamic. It's not about winning the toy, it's about the emotional connection with
Mm-hmm.
you. And if you embrace these things, it will start to calm itself down.
Oh,
Does
wow.
that make some sense to
Okay.
you?
Yes, it does, actually, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because I feel that its health is such that it's got built up energy, which is not a bad thing, but it needs to be used. And the dog, quite
Okay.
frankly, what I'm being told is likes to feel useful. And useful is almost like taking you for a walk, wants to bond with you, wants to feel you enjoying being outside. It's kind of all of that dynamic, and it loves praise. So definitely reward when it's doing something right is very important. And then when with commands, short and sweet, short and sweet. And if it's not doing well with commands, I do feel an outside person that understands how to, for you to be the alpha, can assist you with that as well. But there's great potential with this dog in being obedient and understanding the respect, where you do for him and or her, and vice versa. So yeah, this is not a lost cause at all.
Okay, good. All right, thank you.
What kind of dog is it, by the way?
A chihuahua.
Yeah, because I felt small or
Oh,
smaller,
how
and
cute.
yeah, and yeah, it did not feel like, it felt like physically small but spiritually huge, and
Wow.
chihuahuas are like that. They've got big spirits, but physically they're
Oh, yeah.
small. But you will get this down, and there will be the respect. But when they do good, the praise and the reward is everything. The eye contact. You got this, girl. I really do. You got this.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for the call. We appreciate it. Best of luck. All
Sure.
right, 631-307-4010. If you have any other questions, 631-307-4010. Please feel free to give a call. Any question is welcome and on the table, right? So we're talking about your everything, right? You said how many clairs do you have? Or you can sense, you can smell, see. How
Yeah,
do we describe you?
clairvoyant, they're sentient. Yeah, absolutely. Now, the other thing that's really coming to my mind strongly is people going to flea markets. There's a lot of energies, and I love flea markets. I love these road shows, where you're on the road and there's these they're wonderful. But I want to tell people, if something is not quite calling you, let's say you fall in love with a little end table, but for some reason, if you are empathic at all, and believe me, not just psychics are empath, people can be empaths. There's a lot of people that are just empathic and they get a lot of gut feelings. If you find that visually you like something, but you can't connect to it, you
Mm-hmm.
keep like looking at it but pulling away, and your eye is wandering
Yeah.
as you're at this flea market, that piece may not have not that it's a bad thing, but may not have the energy that you want to have in your house. So I tell people again, I'm hearing words in my mind now. Tread carefully. Do I encourage enjoying yourself at flea markets? Absolutely. If something is strongly calling to you, but the price is a little off, feel it in your gut. Feel it in your gut. Don't get too much in your head. It's what you feel in your gut. Sometimes a matter of what, $5, $6, if you've got to go up a little bit, do it. You don't want to break the bank. I'm not telling people to go crazy and spend more than something is worth, but go with the emotion and go with your gut feeling on something, because I've known so many people that have found things that have brought joy to their
Yeah.
home, enhanced their space for whatever reason. If so, I've known hairdressers that have gone and gotten nothing but antiques and furnished their waiting room. And every time they open up that salon, they're like, I just love this pink velvet chair that I stuck in this corner. And, just embrace those things. But again, you may sometimes even walk by something like, again, you never know what you're going to find at a flea market.
Yeah.
I've known people that have walked by certain farm equipment and have not felt comfortable. And my thought is, maybe something happened on that farm or with that item, or there's something
Yeah.
attached. You don't have to be afraid. You're just not going to buy it. You're not going to bring it on your land, and go with that, because objects hold energy, stories, all of the above. A lot of people are into old dolls. Be very careful with old dolls, old toys. Make sure that how it feels. You may love a doll, you may put it in your child's arms, and babies and young kids they can be, not all, very empathic. If they're not connecting, or they're connected, but you're feeling something wonky, trust the wonky.
Wow.
It's
Trust.
it's it, it's not bad. I just want people to understand how things and objects hold energy. And the same thing, if you're walking down the street and you're not feeling great with somebody's dog, you might want to go, oh, can I pet your dog? If you're feeling something wonky with that animal, it doesn't mean the animal's bad. It just might mean the dog is just not cool with you. Don't take it personally. You don't know if the dog is aching today and he's in a mood. I mean, anybody can have a mood, So I tell people, just pay attention to signs and symbols and energies as you go about shopping, interacting with animals, objects. It's just so important.
Oh,
It really is.
absolutely. Well, guys, the lines are open 631-307-4010 if you have any other questions. In the meantime, we still got more time to talk about this. I'm not thinking objects. I'm thinking like objects have like my water. Can you
Well,
sense energy
I'm
in the
talking
water?
about
Like,
something that, like a necklace,
uh-huh. Okay,
earrings,
something, gotcha, something
a
important.
watch, an ankle bracelet. You know, it's that.
Yeah.
Something that you has been on your person is very important. Even someone's glasses you can get because they're on people's face
I
all the
have
time.
my mother's glasses downstairs still. And you know what I even have in my freezer? I have her ice cream. The last ice cream she ate, still with the spoon from McDonald's, still frozen. So that contains a certain sense or
Maybe
energy of
not
my
the ice
mom.
cream, but the spoon will. The
Gotcha.
spoon will. Yeah, because ice cream melts. But yeah, it's solid object. The spoon absolutely will carry energy, as well as glasses. Very very much so. I've done psychometry on people who have kept their dad's sunglasses, and I'm able to
Wow.
read about their dad from those sunglasses. Very very much so. And what's popping into my mind too is animals that are alive definitely see the spirits of those that have passed. I knew a woman that bought a house with her husband, and she's like, "This is our first dog that we've ever had." But yet, the house that they bought, there was a cat that had died before the people moved out. And the
Mm-hmm.
cat just likes to taunt, not in a bad way, and still likes the house, but also likes the dog and likes these people and likes to visit inside this house. It's the last house this cat, lived in before it passed.
Wow.
So they do visit. Um, I know that my aunt's poodle used to sit on my grandfather's recliner because they all lived together and will stare up in the corner. And I know as a medium that my grandfather was visiting and loved my aunt's poodle. And it's this big burly manly man, lumberjack, had a heart for this poodle because this poodle adored him and was very playful. And so the connection doesn't break when they're on the other side. So grandpa would visit the poodle, literally. And then when one of the poodles died, he would taunt the other one that was left behind. And you could see the dog looking up in the corner, wagging his
Mm-hmm.
tail. And there's, this dynamic. And they see people, living dogs can see people that have passed, as well as animals that have passed. So dogs and cats are natural mediums. We may not understand,
Yeah.
but I honestly feel there is no dog, no cat that is not a medium. They may be more active with it, they may be more passive with it, but they're just, and babies are sensitive, like children when they're very 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 young. Then they get to a point where they kind of get in their own world and they kind of shut that down. But it's very very true, with these connections. They're very very real.
Yeah. Well, oh my goodness. I just get goosebumps from all this. And it's funny.
But doesn't
My,
it make you feel good though when
yeah.
when you hear this? I mean, it's, to me, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it's nothing to be, it's nothing to be afraid of, like I tell people. And and follow your instincts with objects. I tell people, if it feels good to wear a piece of jewelry that your grandmother had or your aunt, and it feels, as long as it doesn't bum you out, embrace it. I tell people that a lot.
Wow. Well, thank you. It's exciting to have you here. And if someone does want to reach out to you, how do we contact you?
Sure. So the best way to reach me is actually text or call, and
Okay.
I'll give you that phone number. It's 860
Mm-hmm.
518 4136. You may go to look at prior events that I've done to get some information at Spirits Response Facebook. There you'll find some audio of some gallery readings that I did, postings of testimonials, different events and places that I was at when I lived in Connecticut. So there's some good info there. Email address, if you'd like, I'll give you that. It's Diane, Diane, the number 9, M like Mary, P like Paul, at gmail.com. And I read very well by phone. Don't worry about where you live. The energy is there. We can go through, video call or not. The energy is the same, and I get your vibration, and yeah, and I can help you out.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Pleasure speaking with you, connecting with you,
Thank
and
you.
hopefully we'll connect again. So we'll say till next time, okay?
Oh yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
so
much.
much. Pleasure
My
being here,
pleasure.
and hopefully,
My
again,
pleasure.
talk soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.